Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another LEGO City update. Today we're going to work on the canal. Yes, the time has finally come. We've got this bridge that looks pretty good right over here, along with the train bridge and the pedestrian bridge. And then I started working on the boatyard the other day. I should probably continue working on that, but no, we're going to work on the canal because I want to continue developing this LEGO City downtown area. So we have the modular buildings right here. We've got Assembly Square, the diner, the Disney costume shop, and then some other modular buildings right around the corner from that, the detective's office, the Natural History Museum, and also the Parisian restaurant. I've been talking about wanting to raise that group of modular buildings up. So we're thinking we're gonna raise it starting at the diner. So there's a half base plate that's actually opened by the diner. Technically we have, so there's 2, 3, 4 base plates there. So I think the base plate on the far left is going to be at ground level. Then there's going to be 2 base plates that are going to be raised up 2 bricks. And then there's going to be the end one here, which is the Disney costume shop, which is going to be raised up 4 bricks. So it's gradually going to go up. And then this whole block right there is going to be raised up 4 bricks as well. And that's just going to add more depth to the canal. And it's going to elevate those buildings so we can get a better perspective when looking down the streets of the LEGO City. And I just think having a little bit of elevation over there is going to look pretty cool. In addition to that elevation, I also want to raise up potentially this block over here. The hospital won't be staying there, it makes no sense, but we have the town hall, and also there's the Venetian houses there. I just think whatever goes in that block should be raised up, and that's where the elevation should start because it's on the water, like on the canal, and then that will lead back to even higher elevation as we work back toward the mountain where we have the Ninjago City buildings right there. And the first thing I need to do is actually just cut some wood so that I can raise these buildings up. Of course, you could do it with Lego, you could do it with wood. One is going to be a lot quicker and use a lot less pieces, and it's definitely the wood option. Luckily for me, I've got a lumber yard here in the studio. So I discovered something pretty cool. This is a 2x2 piece of wood. I actually cut these off the 2x6s when I was building the tables because I had a whole bunch of 2x6s and I cut them down to 2x4s. So they have like a nice flat edge, which is ideal for using it to raise modular buildings. And I discovered that this is actually pretty much the exact height of 4 bricks. Like, how perfect is that? So I can use this to raise up that long strip of buildings that we have, because I have quite a few of them right over there in my wood pile. So I can cut those to the right length and probably put 3 underneath each modular building so it provides the right support. And it's actually going to be more than 4 bricks off the ground because we still have the base plate, the brick, the plate, and the tile to create the mills plate that the modular building sits on. So it's actually over 5 bricks tall. Now what I could do is just peel apart all these modular buildings, take them off the mills plate, and actually raise it in the bricks. That would be the best way to do this, but then you're sort of roped into using those modular buildings. It's a lot of work. You know, you can't really easily shuffle these modular buildings around, so I think it's better to create some sort of pedestal, either using wood or Lego, and then you just put the base plate on top of that pedestal. So I can use wood, or I could use IKEA boxes. Like, I've got IKEA boxes right here. These would work too, but this is actually 6 bricks tall, and I think that's just going to be a little bit too aggressive because then we're at 7 bricks tall when you factor in the mills plate. So I think going 4 bricks at the peak will be ideal. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And then I was going through the lumber over there, and if I take 2 bricks and I put it up against this lumber right here, which is actually 3/4 inch melamine, it is exactly as well. Look at that. It's exact. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, it's exactly 2 bricks, which is awesome. I actually used to use this for my raised platforms. Like, this used to be the raised platforms right here. It was 4 base plate spans and 1.5 base plate wide. So I'll have to rip this through my table saw. I forgot my skill saw at home, so I'll have to use my table saw. But yeah, I can cut this to the right dimension so it'll support those 2 base plates before the curve there by the costume shop. And that is going to be sweet. Yeah, the reason I use these for the raised platforms and for other elevation areas in the LEGO City is because I knew they were pretty much exactly 2 bricks height. So it is ideal for using them as raised platforms or just, yeah, anything involving raising Lego because it's an exact brick dimension, and so are these, which is amazing. Started shifting some modular buildings around. So we used to have Assembly Square right there, but there was that half base plate that was open. So I put the pet shop and its counterparts right there. That's the double pet shop and double townhouse. And then I put the 2x2 lumber underneath this street here so we can start to visualize what it's going to look like. I really like the elevation. You can just sort of see them popping up a little bit. And once we get the blending done in the actual canal area and also on the street over here, it's going to look awesome. I just whipped out the table saw, I marked my wood, and I'm getting ready to make my cuts here. So I've got this piece right here. You can see the cut lines. So it's just going to be a 2 base plate platform for the other section there. Just like that, we've got the pet shop and the townhouses raised up. So that's 2 bricks, and then we transition into 4 bricks over there. We'd have to figure out how to, of course, cover up all the colorful bricks and build the sidewalk. There's no longer going to be a bicycle lane there. And then we also need to figure out how to transition from the height of the pet shop to the Disney costume shop, because of course there's a 2 brick difference there. But I'll probably be able to do something just like this with the slopes. And there's most likely going to be a raised sidewalk, which is going to be 4 studs, and that'll be integrated into the road. And then there'll be 2 studs of curve, and the bicycle lane will no longer be there. And then on this side, there's going to be an elevated sidewalk of 8 studs on the water base plates, and that's going to be at the same height as the modular buildings on the left here. And then there'll also be 8 studs of sidewalk on the right side, which will be at the same height as these modular buildings. Here's what's cooked up for the plates. We've got the canal plate right here, which has 16 studs of water in the center. The water's going to get covered with like other colors of plates. I don't think it's going to be black and dark blue. It's going to be more of like a murky color, which will be like sand green, earth green, dark tan, that style of thing. But this is the raised up part here. So this will go flush up against the sidewalk of those raised up modular buildings. You've got some dark gray on the bottom and also light gray. And then there's the arches, which actually match the platform covering. There's a snot brick in there, so you can put some vegetation. And then there is the handrail. Eventually, we're going to be switching these all out for the arches, and that's going to match the boardwalk as well. Right now, we're using inverted slopes, but we do plan on changing that to arches. And you can see the sidewalk, which is 7 studs, and then the 1 stud for the handrail. It's all supported with the colorful bricks underneath. Over here, it's at ground level, so just your standard sidewalk height of 1 brick, 1 plate, 1 tile, and that's going to match up with the other buildings on the other side. And then over here, this is what the road plate looks like. It's essentially the exact same thing, but a road plate, we've got fewer studs over here. It's not 8 studs, it's only 6 studs. 2 studs is allocated to the curb on the road, which will be lower than the sidewalk. And then this will be at sidewalk height, so this will extend the sidewalk out. And we have the same railing or guardrail there as well. So this used to be bicycle lane. I don't think we can do bicycle lane there just because we need space for the sidewalk. So I think those 2 plates are going to work out. There's the underlying plate for the water. We got black, dark green, sand green, dark tan, and olive. There's the plate bins. And right now I'm extracting some 1x2 trans blue tile. How cool does that look when it's all tiled off? Specifically like this angle. I think that's so neat. So I brought this upstairs on the desk here because Mrs. Bricksie is here today. And we started making a long list of parts that we need for all these different projects. And she's working on the Lego website and on Bricklink, trying to figure it all out. So big shout out to her. Thank you. How's your wrist doing? Show everybody your wrist. She's got her bandage off now. There's the incision. She's going in for the next one in a few days here. So that's going to be really exciting.
I'm using my wrong hand.
She's using the left hand for the mouse.
Fun.
Looks hard. So we built a ton of plates. We've got the 2 in front of the pet shop and the townhouses. There's also the corner plate right there in front of the costume shop. And then these ones connecting to the bridge are all done as well. They're just at regular sidewalk height, all tiled off. However, we don't have the 1x4 arches. Decided that we're actually going to order a bunch of those to make it all consistent. It's all going to be arches. So where you see those 2 inverted slopes facing each other, those are going to be switched up so that they're all arches. Sort of looks like a jack-o'-lantern. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You see it with the arch? It's a frowning jack-o'-lantern with the triangular eyes. Hilarious. Also, the underlying plate of those different like greenish colors, we don't have any more of that. So I guess I should call them earthish colors. We don't really have any more of that. So we're going to order that so that we can get that all done and tiled off as well. And then we have the wall of jack-o'-lanterns along here. And that is the 4 bricks plus the mills plate tall. And then we're going to transition over here, where we will probably continue the same design going that way toward Town Hall. Haven't had a chance to raise up Town Hall yet, but now I'm sort of thinking about these roads. Before we really continue with more canal work, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with these roads. This one here, it's sort of random. It doesn't really go anywhere. I don't even think it needs to be there. Rather than being a road, there can probably be an 8 or a 16 stud walkway between Central Park and these buildings. If I decide to get rid of that road there, that means the corner garage has got to move because it has the driveway pull-ins. So I could swap up the position of the corner garage and the Grand Emporium. Now, if you decide to put an 8 or a 16 stud walkway here, well, you're going to have some leftover space, either 24 studs or 16 studs, which is going to have to be allocated between these 3 blocks. And it's actually not a bad idea because this right here isn't lined up. Like this road isn't lined up with that road over there. And trying to create that angled bridge and having a way to connect the raised like boardwalk or whatever you want to call it, walkway on the side of the canal there is going to be a little bit challenging. And I think it's just going to be best to line up this road. So what I can do is eliminate this road, slide everything over so that these 2 roads line up, and then just divvy out those 32 studs among these front blocks. But then that's going to be like the domino effect, and essentially everything up front here, these 3 blocks is going to have to be reshuffled. So we're going to move some modular buildings around and try and figure that out as well. I knew that would have to happen at some point just because, I don't know. I guess we could try and build some sort of crazy angled bridge here, but I just think it's sort of complicating things, and also I just don't know what to do with this space here. This road is truly random and really doesn't need to exist. So we're going to eliminate that and shuffle some things around. So away I go, moving modular buildings once again. Thank goodness for mills, and thank goodness I didn't put any details on the streets. That's why I always leave details like minifigures, benches, vegetation, vehicles for last, because that stuff just gets in the way when you're trying to lock down the foundation of your Lego city. But after removing that road, it's pretty easy just to shift everything over and reallocate that space among those blocks. And I just think that we can use this new space to do some pretty cool stuff. For example, right here in front of the hotel, we've got 16 studs. You can make like a valet parking there. And then we have more space for like a university courtyard there, which will be pretty cool. And then over here, we can make a nice detailed walkway so that people can actually access these buildings and go access the canal walkway as well. So I just think it makes more sense. Like that road was going nowhere. So I think that's some positive changes. Also, this road now lines up with that one there, so the bridge is going to be a lot easier to construct. We built this bridge the other day. I don't think it's going to be the same. Going to try and do something completely different over here, even if it's like an arched car bridge, something along the lines of that, but larger, or just something different altogether. Hi, Jose. She's calculating pieces. She's been calculating all day. How many pieces do we need? A lot. So yeah, the canal is coming along great there, and now I've added more work to the load here. We've got to create a valet park. We've got to fix up these roads. I'm going to have to modify these road plates so that they can accommodate the corner garage in that position. Still got to figure out what we're going to do here, and also create some half base plate mills plates right here with that walkway, which will service these buildings. She's trying to figure out how many trans light blue 1x2 tiles we need. What's your number at?
Like there's no way that it's right. So
there's no way that it's right. 20,000?
Like, yeah.
20,000, that's for sure
like
right.
19,000.
It's 512 per base plate. 32 times 32 divided by 2, or 32 times 16. And then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, like 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, she says 35 plates. So yeah, your math is for sure right. It's like 20,000, which is insane. They're like what are they, 9 cents each on Lego? It's just,
Yeah.
it's just insane. Like, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And that doesn't even factor in the underlying plate either. Like, it is crazy. Did you factor in these ones too? Because there's all these base plates too for the Canal. Yeah, just wild. So we managed to get this all fixed up here. So we got the garage pull-ins all dealt with, but I forgot to put a line break right there. Oh no. And then we've got 3 half base plate mills plates. They're all colorful right now. I have to get those all tiled off, but I'm out of light bluish gray tiles, specifically 2x2s. But I'm sure we'll be able to do something different there. That's a cool little walkway in front of those buildings. Yeah, so I would continue building, but I've got other priorities right now. Jose and I have got to go home because we've got babysitters at the house there, and they're going to be off their shift right away, so we got to make sure we're back in time for that. And then we're going to watch the Oilers game because it's Game 6 in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers are taking on the Florida Panthers. Oh man, we're 1 game closer to the Stanley Cup. And it's actually a home game, so tonight's game is going to be a crazy must watch if you're a fan of sports in general. It's going to be wild. Oh my gosh. It's really good having Jose here all day. She's been doing a lot of behind the scenes work, placing like huge orders. She's like finalizing those orders right now. So all these parts are going to be on their way so that we can get this water tiled off, get the water detail going there, tile off the sidewalks, just do a whole bunch of stuff. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming in a good way. Oh, it's awesome. She also did some other exciting stuff, such as placing cardboard box orders and just doing some finalized like editing for me as well. So it's been tremendously helpful. It's been a while since she's been at the studio. This is her first day back in like 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, it's been good to have her here helping out. And man, we got lots done in the Lego City too. Like, I feel really good about that. Canal there. It's coming along great. And I like the changes here in the downtown core as well, just the shifting of that, making space for new cool details, such as the valet park and just a nice walkway here rather than road. We don't need more road. We need some different stuff. And also the alignment of this road is going to make it way easier when it comes to building that bridge. Victory! There you have it, folks. The Oilers are going to Game 7. Right, kids? Gosh, you look cute this morning. I love your rainbow outfit. Benjamin, come show me your outfit. Is that a dinosaur going to the beach? Can you guys say, victory? Let's go Oilers. Let's go Oilers.
Yeah.
That's the Oilers.
Yeah, see, that's the Oilers. Yeah, you're very smart.
No, Mom, not today.
Yeah. But there we go, everybody. I look forward to continue working on the Lego City. Jose's working on some massive bricklink orders. Once those parts arrive, we'll really be able to finish off a lot of the projects. Awesome. I can't wait till Monday. Game 7. Make sure you check it out. Stanley Cup. Florida, Edmonton. I'm going to say it's Edmonton. They're on a heater. All right. Farewell. Have a great day.